Speaking of the ice dance, shall we just get started with that?
I think so.
The USA taking their fifth Skate America title by 15 points. The most adorable husband and wife couple, Chock and Bates, Lagha and Lajoie, flutter to silver, and the power of Bjork manifests yet another bronze for France's Lopareva and Brissaud. And for the second week in a row, Fabry and Ayer finished ninth, a 10-point decline from NHK last week, but it was a quick turnaround. That is a long flight. They definitely did their best. But before we actually get into it and get started, we need to talk about the tech. I think it was just absolutely insane what was happening. For example, I had to write this down. In the rhythm dance, on the pattern step, 8 out of 10 dancers got a level 1 or a base. Like, I know that there's only 2 turns each team has to do. That back bracket is hurting the girlies, but you're going to tell me that world champions, people who are obsessed with turns and edges every single day, cannot do a back inside rocker or an outside C-step, as you uses the word mohawk. I think it's insulting. And what are they going to do? They're holding back points for what, later in the year when it's Worlds? That just doesn't make sense to me.
No, for sure. And I read somewhere that even Chock and Bates said that they're not even worrying about the scores this time of year. They know what they want to accomplish in their own skating, so they're adjusting based on how they felt and not even basing it off of any scores they're getting.
Probably sounds like a good plan. You got to reside to the fact that you're going to get nothing and you're going to get level 1s. But let's start with Marjo and Zach, who add a silver to their bronze from Skate Canada. The rhythm dance was high energy and flawless, no mistake here, like Skate Canada, but they found themselves 7 points back of Chock and Bates, and I agree that Chock and Bates should have been ahead, but I don't necessarily agree with that distance. And they were only 1 point away from the French team of Lopareva and Brissaud, but their White Crow free dance was sublime, ethereal. They grew their 5-point lead in second place. And I think that it was just such a smart move to bring this program back.
It's incredible. And like their rhythm dance, it is something I've seen of them before, that high energy, like barely able to catch your breath as the audience member. But the free dance, you can see so much more in how they can just sit into their choreography, um, and you don't feel like you're gonna bounce out of your seat with them. And it's incredible. And the first even 10 seconds of the program, she's down on her knee, Marjorie, and Zach is pulling her across the ice, and she bounces her eye focus between the judges and Zach, and just that small, simple movement, I'm locked in within 10 seconds of that program. And they haven't even left the ice yet.
I love this Nuria piece. I would love to use it, maybe just for myself, to skate around. And you know, this combined with their bronze medal, they're just on the cusp of making the Grand Prix final. I think it's kind of unlikely. We still have one more Grand Prix to go, and there are 2 teams with the wins. That's Piper and Paul and Lawrence and Guillaume, and the young team of Zingis and Kolesnik of the U.S. also have a bronze. So it's a silver. And so if they get a bronze, they will definitely overtake them. So it's a wait and see, but unlikely. But let's talk about our winners, Madison Chock and Evan Bates. 3 weeks ago, they debuted at the Cup of China, and a little bit of a disappointment. Of course, the scores, they were actually worse here for them. I mean, levels. But boy, did they put in work in those 21 days. Both programs, a lot of changes, but nothing more significant than in the free dance. They changed Madam's skirt. She's all black now. She got her highlights taken out. They're in black. Evan's no longer brown cow stunning. I kind of like the look, but this kind of makes it a little bit more cohesive. They opened up the middle section for more flow. They got rid of that straight line lift. It's not a rotational lift. I think all the changes work really well, and I think the black, solid black, just matches them makes the match way better. Do you agree?
I do and I don't. I think the changes to the outfit, especially his, was very very good. But I really miss the skirt. I think even if the skirt had a hint of the red again, it would brighten up the outfit a little bit.
Yeah.
And I found just the black on black skirt kind of made it look a bit like a practice outfit or like a pair of leggings that I would wear every single day on the ice. So I think if there was like maybe a small bit of detail, it would have way more effect for me. And also the skirt. I missed the skirt. There was so much to watch, but it was definitely a risk.
Yeah, this one's a little bit demure. She got a haircut again, like I said, took out her highlight. But you know, it's Madison. She's gonna come out with 3 iterations of this outfit. So I'm not worried. And of course, they will be going to the Grand Prix final. They are the top qualifying team with 30 points to 15 points after both wins. And they finally overtake Laurence Fournier-Boudry and Guillaume Cizeron taking that top score. And for so long, since the very first Grand Prix, they were holding that spot. So finally getting overtaken there, but it's only a point and a half, and we will see them again. We will see them in Finlandia Trophy. All right, let's give a quick shout out to my French curiosities, Lopareva and Brissaud, and the power of Bjork brought them another bronze. I love them. They're like two organisms that make a symbiotic relationship to create one animal, like the Portuguese man of war. Did you like my Bjork?
That was incredible and very accurate.
I love them. Obviously, they're probably not going to be. They're definitely not going to be at the Grand Prix final, but we will see them at Europeans, where they will challenge for yet another medal there. Oh, and quickly before we leave dance completely, the Browns. Una and Gage Brown, the Godfather free dance is stunning. I thought they deserved more points. I would really love to see them go for or be close to making that Olympic team. The Godfather in Italy, they'll lose it.
It's incredible. And don't you always want to kill a sibling at the end of your program?
I'm not going to talk about that for fear to incriminate myself.